to avoid the worst impacts from climate change. And this includes record droughts and flooding. Activists said directives such as Kenya's lifting of a ban on logging is reversing gains made to lessen extreme weather linked to climate change. Victoria Amunga reports from Nairobi.
Sote Lokotos has lived in this shelter in Baringo County, Kenya for a decade now. Before this, she lived with her family on a farm. One night in 2013, water from a nearby lake engulfed their home. Fortunately, everyone escaped.
The
water swept away everything. It flooded our house. I was separated from my other children. I live with my husband here and only one child.
Families like Lokotosis are bearing the brunt of climate change. It has affected millions around the world and is being felt every day in Kenya, where disasters like flooding and droughts have become more common over the past 20 years. Activists are demanding the Kenyan government commit to real solutions to prevent and minimize such catastrophes.
We are trying to provide solutions and push for policy to act on, for instance, loss and damage.
Kenya's President William Ruto lifted a 6-year ban on logging in July to create more jobs in timber harvesting. To conservationists, the decision undermines efforts to mitigate climate change as trees store carbon dioxide that contributes to global warming. But timber traders like Michael Oginga praise the move.
Let them lift the ban so we can at least go back to our normal business. Business is low. I can get one customer a week. I could get about 10 customers a week before the ban. This is what we depend on for food.
Global temperatures have already risen an average of 1.1 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, according to the United Nations. Droughts have become more chronic in the Horn of Africa, displacing millions of people, sinking them into poverty and hunger. Aid group Minority Rights Group International is trying to help villagers in Kenya cope with the changes.
They need to adapt, so they need to change the ways they use soil. They need to make conscious choices around farming practices, how they cultivate, how to plant trees.
Environmentalists say by adopting new policies at both the governmental and the individual level, Kenya can guard against many of the worst impacts of climate change.
The Danny Wu Community Garden in Seattle